Good day, maayong adlaw. This is Alfredo Panaginip, and I'm here today to present my reporting assignment for our subject philosophy of education. Once again, maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. So I choose the philosophical theory of John Dewey, which talks about democracy and education. But before we continue to my thesis statement, help me to introduce who is John Dewey. Okay, by the way, John Dewey is born on October 20, 1859 in Burlington, England. He was third of four sons of Archibald Dewey and Lucia Rich. Completed his graduation from high school at the age of 15. Joined University of Vermont. This time, he read a book of physiology by T.H. Huxley around his curiosity for wide outlook on things and got interested in philosophic studies. Okay, here is my thesis statement. John Dewey's Democracy and Education argued that we cannot survive without an educational system that fosters critical thinking, active participation, and the growth of democratic values. Okay, a classic that has influenced educational philosophy and practice for more than a century is John Dewey's Democracy and Education. Okay, let's proceed for the first statement, which is talks about the critical thinking. According to Dewey, he believed that when students are actively involved in the learning process, learning is must successful. Second, Dewey also promote practical experiences, group projects, and a real-world problem solving in contrast to conventional education methods that place a higher priority on passive learning. Third, students that engage in active learning have a greater comprehension of democratic ideas and the fundamentals of abilities needed for civic participation. Fourth one, according to Dewey, critical thinking is necessary for democratic citizenship because it empowers people to confront injustice, make educated decisions, and take an active role in public discourse. Okay? Do we believe that when students are actively involved in the learning process, learning is must successful? Okay. The notion that democracy depends on critical thinking and well-informed decision makers lies at the heart of Davis' philosophy. In addition to imparting knowledge, he agrees that education should educate students how to critically think, challenge perception, and access the evidence. Okay, for the next slide, which talks about the second statement, which is the active participation. Okay, first, an active participation focused educational approach, according to Dewey, produces citizens who are active participants in democratic communities rather than only being passive observers. Second, student can gain empathy for different viewpoints, learn to have conversation, and collaborate to achieve common objectives through democratic classroom practices and practical learning. Through democratic classroom methods and hands-on learning, students can develop their empathy for diverse point of view, learn how to hold conversation, and work together to accomplish shared goals. Okay. According to Dewey, an educational strategy that emphasizes active participation will result in citizens who are active members of the democratic societies as opposed to only being observers. Okay, so this create a sense of community and civic duty which lays the groundwork to inform and engage citizenship. Okay, for the third statement, which talks about growth of democratic values. First, Dewey contends that a curriculum that embraces democratic values encourages students' civic virtue, empathy, and tolerance. Second, students gain an understanding of the challenges and triumphs of other communities and cultivate a feeling of unity with their fellow citizen by approaching history, literature, and civic from a democratic perspective. Third, this strengthens the bond between people and defending democratic values and advancing the creation of a society that is more just and equal. Okay, so Dewey contends that a curriculum that embraces democratic values it encourages students in civic virtue, empathy, and tolerance. Okay, so students gain understanding of the challenges and triumphs of other communities, and it cultivates a feeling of unity with their fellow citizen. Okay, so the book of Democracy and Education by John Dewey present a convincing argument for educational as a basis of democratic citizenship. In support of his argument, which emphasizes the critical thinking, active citizenship, and develop of democratic principles among citizens. He also highlights the indispensable connection between education and democracy health. Education can transform into a transforming force for creating and maintaining democratic societies, with it places a high priority on experiential learning, encourage intellectual inquiry, and foster ethical citizenship. And also, Dewey's observations are still applicable today as we face the problem of the 21st century. They point the way toward a society where people are responsible, aware, and dedicated to the values of democracy, justice, and equity. Okay, indeed, John Dewey's vision of democracy and education remains profoundly relevant today, just because it highlighting the crucial link between education and the vitality of democracy. An education system that prioritizes active participation not only enhances learning outcome but also nurture nurtures responsible citizens who are essential for the continued advancement of democratic ideas as we navigate the complexities of the modern world. This insight serves as a compelling reminder of the transformative power of education in shaping a more just, inclusive, and democratic society. That's all, and thank you kaninyong tanan.